G'day guys, welcome back to Brigade Adventures. Today it's Ben here and I'm going to be exploring the Cannondale National Park whilst camping at the Charlie Moreland campground in the Imbil State Forest. In this video you're going to get to see a bit of full driving, a bit of camp cooking, campsite setup and gear, new additions to the vehicle, and also some bush mechanics, as I do run into a couple of issues unfortunately during this trip. I got there late on the first night and experienced some heavy rain overnight, so this video is going to start out on the following morning. Enjoy. Unfortunately, one thing I did forget on this trip was the bloody ladder for the rooftop tent. So it's been a mission to get in and out of that thing. Now I got to pack it up, so I got to get a couple of things out of there, make it ready to pull down. It's been a while since I've been camping, so clearly I'm a bit rusty with the gear, but these things happen. Well, as you can see, it has started to rain again. I tried something a bit new there. Aside from the ladder issues, the fact that I forgot the ladder, I tried closing the rooftop with the pillow and the sleeping bag still inside, which I haven't done before because I thought it might be a bit difficult, and it was a little bit more challenging. When you get to the bottom, it kind of all splays out the side, so you just got to go around and meticulously push all the sides back in. And the latch is a little bit more tricky to clip on with the added pillow in there. I think the pillow is the main issue. A blanket would probably be fine, but it is good to know that it can be closed with a pillow in there. That's pretty handy, because if I was going on a long trip for like a week or so, and I was going to be packing it up and down each day to drive around, at least I'd be able to leave like a blanket and pillow up there and I wouldn't have to get that in and out every single day. So that's just a little bit of an added ease of use, I guess. Another slight issue, it's a trip of issues. It looks like the alternator is not charging the battery from what reading I'm getting on the control box. It could be that the battery is so low that it's going to take time to give a higher reading, because it was reading pretty low last night running the fridge and the lights. So fingers crossed that's the case. After a bit of driving, I'll have another look and see where it's at. But yeah, I guess time will tell. We'll see what it's reading later in the day and then go with that. Well, I've just been having a look in the engine and I have found the issue. I was playing around with these wires, and that is my dual battery wire. So I don't have a connection that's big enough. I just don't think I'll be able to do this, really. I'm not sure. I don't have a big enough connection to cut these and do a new one. The only thing I can do is try and recreate this one, but there's no way. After a quick 40-minute trip into a local town called Mullaney, I visited a Mitre 10, got some supplies, and rewired the dual battery. Thankfully, it started sending charge through, and everything was all good. So this is Booloumba Creek Camping Area 1. It was an area I was looking at, but as you can see, the types of camping spots there are, it's more like you park in these little car parks and then you go set up outside of that in the actual camping zones. So that's not really ideal for like how I like to camp. I can hear him from here. Let's go check it out. 1.5 kilometers. Shouldn't be too bad. Well, that was Booloumba Falls. Oh, it's a really cool area. There's a few different spots where you can stop off and check out the waterfalls. Like there's a smaller one about halfway down the track, and then at the end of the track there's the massive one, which is really cool. I was going to go for a swim at the end there, but then I found a lot of leeches on my foot, and that kind of dissuaded me from wanting to go any further. So I dealt with them and then headed on back to the car, and the sun's starting to get a bit low in the sky. It's almost 5 o'clock, so I think it'll be time to head back to camp, set back up again there, and maybe get a fire going. Okay, so got it back a little bit later than expected. It's a bit darker now, so I'm gonna get started on that fire very shortly. But first, I thought I was breaking the weather here. Before it gets too dark, I could show you the new setup. So this is what I've been working on. I'm not super handy with this sort of stuff, but I've been working on it for the past few weeks. And this is sort of what I've come up with. I've got my fridge in here, so it's a drawer fridge, the 60-litre drawer fridge. I can bring that out. That's super useful. And then I've got all this flat space on the top here for chairs, tables, tubs, other camping gear, whatever needs to go up here. I've got this storage hole. Right now I've got the tools in there. But in the future, I'm thinking I'll get the tools somewhere up the top here as well. And this can be my dry food storage, ideally. Then on the right, I've got the control box, which controls this light. Eventually, I'm going to wire it up so that it can control lights on the awning here. But these are also new, these lights, so I haven't fully wired them in yet. I've just got them in the 12 volt at the moment here, and then I might want to wire up some lights along the top here, so because these would be quite handy to see inside the cabin as well if I want to use this as a bit of a bench space up here as well. So that's the new setup. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks really nice. Like, it's come out really nice, you know, for my skill ability with this sort of stuff. And it's really like sturdy, it's super solid, and it's been some decent like bouncy roads full driving today, so it's held up well so far. So hopefully it'll continue to hold up, so I'm pretty happy with it moving forward. And I think it's time to crack a bevy. Duck into the old fridge here. Got some interesting options here for this trip. I've gone the Extra Terrestrial from Colossal Brewing. It's a hazy pale ale, 5%, so it's pretty strong as far as beers go. It is an Australian beer. It's quite nice. I've had it before. They got a few different options. That hits the spot after a long day of driving. A few car troubles with the dual battery system and whatnot. All sorted now. The battery is reading quite good, 12.7. So all in all, it's been an interesting day, but it's been a good day, and keen to top it off with a fire and a good feed. Let's get cracking. Okay, it is time to cook up some dinner. So, for tonight, we have got, I've got some chicken thigh here, and I've also got some chorizo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cook both of these up and then mix in some pesto pasta flavoring. So normally I use this for a pasta dish, but I've been changing it up a bit lately. Today I'm just going to go with the chicken, the chorizo, and some rice. And what I'm going to cook the rice in is actually a new addition to the setup. I've got this new pot. It's pretty nice. It's stainless steel. It's got this handle that actually folds in. So I think it would go like this. It would store like that. And I think that should be pretty tasty, so let's get started. So this was the Charlie Moreland campground. I'd definitely recommend it. It's a really nice spot. Plenty of spaces to choose from. I've just seen over here in the day use area as well, they've got some electric barbecues. So that's pretty handy to have at your disposal as well. There's also toilets here. It's really nice facilities. And it's just on the edge of the Cannondale National Park, where there is plenty of exploring to do. There's the Booloumba Falls, there's a few different lookouts, and there's plenty of walking trails, which I didn't get too deep into, but I went to the Booloumba Falls walk, and that's definitely worth it, as you saw yesterday. But in terms of full driving, there's not a heap to do. There is, I mean, there's some really steep climbs and steep descents, but the full driving's, it's not really difficult at all. And a lot of the side trails are all closed off and locked gates, so that's pretty disappointing, but it appears to be part and parcel for Queensland national parks these days, and national parks generally. I remember experiencing that down in New South Wales as well. But all in all, I'd recommend it. It's a beautiful spot. And also, if you've watched this long, thanks for watching. Apologies for the lack of content. Me and Sam have just been super busy with our lives at the moment, but hopefully over the next few months we might be able to get a couple more videos out for you. And I know we've got a big trip planned later in the year, so stay tuned for that one. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one, guys.